into him.
I want to ask you, just have a few minutes on your fascinating story late last year on missionaries in North Korea.
Yeah, so last year we published a story about a Pentagon program that ended at the end of 2012 about a espionage effort that the Pentagon started in 2004-2005 using and funding an NGO, NGO out of Colorado, run by evangelical Christians who were doing humanitarian work around the world. And what it was the Pentagon funded this group in an effort to get the head of the group legitimacy in the NGO world so that they could then get him into North Korea, so that they could move material, so that they could collect intelligence. And so for about an 8-year period, the Pentagon funded this organization that, by the way, the organization did 95% of their work was legitimate. Nearly everyone in the company, the organization, had no idea that they were acting as a front for the Pentagon. And it's important to remember that because there were missionaries who were doing really important work all over the world, and they did very good work. And it was really sad, actually, to interview people who had worked there who were completely distraught about upon discovering that they were in fact being paid by the Pentagon secretly. And it goes to show the danger of U.S. intelligence agencies, the Pentagon, trying to get in under the cover of humanitarian auspices.
This is Humanitarian International Services Group, HISG founder. Do you pronounce her name Kay Hiramine?
Yeah, Kay Hiramine.
Kay Hiramine.
And
let's go to a clip of her.
Him.
Crying out before God and repenting of things that we had done in ministry and in business. God was cleaning out iniquity and sin in our own hearts. The Lord just began speaking to us and saying, start a humanitarian organization. And that's how HISG, or Humanitarian International Services Group, started.
That's its founder, Kate Hiramine.
Yeah, Mr. Hiramine is sort of one of the great snake oil salesmen of our time. This was a guy who had no experience whatsoever in the NGO or humanitarian world. And, I believe for good reasons, it seems certainly religious devotion after 9/11 or just around 9/11, and wanted to set up an NGO. But he quickly became acquainted with people at the Pentagon, and there was a now retired General Jerry Boykin, who was a 3-star general under Rumsfeld, who ran their intelligence unit, who created this program and a series of cutouts to fund Hiramine so that he could go abroad as
we have 20 seconds.
A spy for the Pentagon. Really remarkable story.
And finally, the significance of all of these missionary, as you call them, spies.
Well, I think it's important to remember that most of the organization and most of the people working on that program were unwitting. That's what was galling. The issue is that the minute you use humanitarians, missionaries as your cover, you put them in danger. And the worst part is
all missionaries.
You put all missionaries in danger. And the worst is the people who were doing the work had no idea.